Alright, welcome to the New Year installment of the 30 Casual Corner reviews. A few days ago, me and a few buddies, Sean and the Unicorn Santiago, ended up watching. I think they call it Alita Battle Angel.
Other way around, Battle Angel Alita.
Yeah, well, the advertisements that I've been listening to call it Alita Battle Angel.
Well,
so
fuck them.
Fuck them. It's Battle Angel Alita based off of a manga, and it got a James Cameron produced. I don't know the director. I could just look it up right now.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but whatever.
But it's really well adapted. Fucking beautiful movie. Okay, all right. Review's over.
Yep,
okay,
that's it.
Are you fucking serious?
No.
Oh, good thing you didn't press record because I was like, what the fuck, are we serious?
Oh no,
Is that it? I was in the back behind you.
We're recording.
It is.
Yeah. So guys, I'm not going to talk about the story until you guys tell the story how it is.
Story's pretty boring. I mean, it's pretty cliche, just anime tropes and with some Hollywood stuff thrown in. The story was like kind of mediocre. The writing overall mediocre. It's basically just a vessel to push the story along to show more action.
Okay. More or less.
Right now, the face that I have is the same face that you put on this board. Sean, how can you give him a review like that? That's so sad. I'm surprised. I'm shocked. I am shocked.
You don't like the octopus lips?
No, I'm just saying she looks shocked right now. That's how I am right now with the review Sean is giving.
Are you sure?
I actually like the movie.
To suck dick?
That's probably what you're trying to do here.
I mean, look, okay,
I didn't point it out for that reason. I just said she looked shocked. You're the one over here. But continue.
What do you think of the story?
I actually liked it. Okay. Dude, all those... I don't know how to explain it.
Just take your time.
All those different androids?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be...
You want to be racist here?
Racist here,
They're cyborgs.
Cyborgs. I don't know what they call it. I don't know if they're going to get offended, But... yeah, I liked how they all had they're all unique.
Okay, but that's not the story.
Oh my god, the story was amazing.
Okay, the whole point is I'm trying to get you to tell the story from your perspective, so I could come in.
My perspective?
Yeah, because Sean said his, and you're saying yours. What did you think of the story?
I thought it was a good story. Honestly, they like you said, from what you told me from the manga, they cut it quite a bit, but I think they actually got all what they needed into anybody that hasn't seen the movie, they know they can catch on and actually enjoy the movie. I liked it.
Yeah, it doesn't take. I agree with you. It doesn't take away from the experience.
Right.
Me as a fan who read this work a while back and then just caught up on a little bit because I expected somehow I expected Hugo to be back and then I forgot after I read the manga. Sorry, I'm playing with my pop socket. All right.
They can hear it.
Okay, I was jerking off.
Continue.
Okay, so I'd say they did pretty good in adapting the story. A lot of the Battle Angel has a lot of filler, so there's really no overarching arc. It's just like a lot of B plots and C plots,
right? Before
it gets to the A plot kind of deal. The main story bit of it, and it's just a way of to take your word, Sean, a vessel for the manga creator to just throw ideas because there's a fucking DJ arc that happens before, say, after Hugo dies.
She becomes a DJ.
She becomes a fucking DJ, and then it's before the motorball arc. So, you get the fucking parts where she enters motorball and becomes a pro, and in the movie they rush it near the end for what was it, half a year time skip?
Yeah, 6 months, I'm pretty sure.
6 months time skip.
So, and this takes place after a certain character perishes. Overall, there was a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
And I was about to fucking initially, just like not review it until they showed the villain, and I was just like, okay, dude, this is a faithful adaptation. I was thinking, no, they're gonna not have Nova look like his traditional Nova look, and oh man, dude, like I was just like, oh great, this guy is gonna look like shit. Show him up? Nah, he's not. It's too faithful, and I just had to give the score up. Okay, visuals. I think it's good, but I'm passing it on to
Alright.
someone more professional in this aspect.
So visuals, action, basically a 10 out of 10. Like everything, like there was never like a an action scene.
We're doing the review thing with each segment. Okay, I'd give the story, at least for adapting it, 9.
Oh, I'd give it like a 6, but I wasn't gonna give it. I wasn't gonna give everything a number, but that's just me
Okay.
saying it was basically just like perfect. Like all the visuals were amazing. Like the world was amazing. Everything looked spectacular.
Oh, okay.
All the action was just like on point. Like it wasn't just a bunch of shaky cam and jumps everywhere where you couldn't tell what the hell's going on. Like tons of action movies nowadays.
Yeah.
Just all the fighting felt like really impactful. Like everything was just directed really well in that regard. Like,
and Sony playing Fortnite.
all the motorball segments were
Hype.
badass.
Yeah, they're
pretty hype. I really enjoyed that.
Like if I was there in that world, I would probably pay good money
to watch
just
it.
watch this shit because
Yeah.
it's so hype.
Exactly.
And,
yeah. The visuals fucking fantastic. Like, but definitely the best I've seen. Like almost in any movie, pretty much.
Okay, so we're not doing the whole review thing. I agree with you that the fucking animation and visuals is great.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Sonny, what about visuals on your part?
Visual on my part, honestly, I think they did a really great job on the.
Distracted by the Fortnite.
I'm not distracted by the Fortnite. I'm just trying to explain. Like to me, her eyes.
Is the only problem.
No, it wasn't a problem. I like how they did that because you could totally. That's how you tell apart who was android or who was human.
I mean, some of the androids fucking looked human. Okay, and not to mention, there's Scyther. Just for this, we're gonna start another segment that I didn't add on. We're just gonna do characters.
I'm pretty.
Just so we can just vent out.
Who was your favorite character in there?
Okay, well, definitely it's gotta be Alita, but I'd say the best character for me because I grew up with with her in the manga. Because she, like in the beginning, she didn't have a memory. She started learning stuff as she went.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of like intimate moments with Dr. Ito. Like he was a cool character. He was always a swell doctor who wanted to help people, and it shows in the character as well. If I'd say antagonist, I really wanted more Nova. But, it's just, he does play that way. Like, he uses proxies.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a character who plays, who's the fucking, kingpin in the city?
What was his name?
Who I thought was Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yeah, the...
Vector?
Vector. But I don't know the actor. It was something Ali?
Yeah. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, well, he's been. I don't know. Sonny told me he's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he's been in quite a few movies, but recently he's just been.
But he's not Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I really thought this movie would have been totally better if it had Wesley Snipes. Mind you, he would have been high as balls because that's what he did for Blade. He just talked in Post-it notes and signed it as Blade.
Oh my god.
And he was so high and mad at the director.
Dang.
But those movies came out great though.
Yeah. No.
Well,
there was
first two did.
There's the female doctor. Your thoughts?
Female doctor. Okay.
I mean,
I felt upset what happened to her, but well, she got what she deserved.
I mean, yeah, that happened too. Don't remember that in the manga too well because I kind of skimmed it real fast. But I remember the anime that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like he really was she was a side piece for Vector,
Right.
And she just really wanted to go back to Solemn, which is the city where, above them everyone's better off and the bad guys there. Let's see. Cypher. It's probably one of my favorite characters. Like
you just love that.
I just love the fact that there's some girl with blade arms and in a mantis-esque form, and I'm just like, that's motherfucking Scyther right there. Scyther! Dang, I loved it.
Damn.
What about you, Sean? Who was your favorite?
I have so much love for this movie.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I think my favorite character was Alita, but I really just liked
She's legal, right?
What? She's 221 years old. I think is official.
Legal? Okay.
So legal.
Oh wow.
But no, because she had a lot of good characterization. You know, it wasn't really just a dumb one-dimensional character.
Yeah.
Like, you know, any Marvel movie ever.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, well, they give you the general gist and they just go along with it and expect you to spend your disbelief. If anything, I'd say Captain America Captain America 2 was probably the better way they characterized him as Captain America. And then there's the first one where he's just Steve Rogers becoming Captain America.
Right.
But I still felt rushed.
But yeah, so
you felt rushed?
Alita was a good character.
Ito.
Yeah, Ito was a good character. Otherwise, I mean, I think most of the characters were just done well, and
or didn't matter.
Yeah, or they didn't matter. But otherwise, I think just character design was really good. The costuming and all the different designs that they had for all the cyborgs and.
I forgot the Zapan, the fucking Aztec, fucking Brit, fucking
the bad guy, the guy with the sword.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the character designs were just like super good.
Yeah.
Like they were all really interesting. They had like cool kind of like abilities and. Yeah, I think characters were just good overall. Alita, good character. Legal. So that's all. Everything.
Just her. No one else. You don't like anyone else besides her.
Well,
I mean, she's obviously the main character, and
exactly,
she's gonna get more.
Of course, she's gonna get more.
She's gonna get more screen time and characterization than anyone else. But you know,
you gotta have someone else.
Mostly everyone else died. I think.
Yeah.
Basically. So who cares about them?
Died. All right, now pacing. Because I thought there were some parts.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit
cut out.
I think, some parts dragged on, some parts kind of just got shifted really quickly. Overall, I think the pacing was pretty good. It was never like super jarring when you got taken out of something or whatever, but there was a few things that dragged on too long. Probably just the little romance kind of parts. I mean, it's not like they were terrible, but they did kind of drag on maybe longer than needed.
I mean, it did kind of make the last part of the movie a little impactful.
I mean, I think they tried
cut
to.
Out a little.
Yeah, but I still think that they kind of rushed the end of it too, so that made it less impactful when they could have, split their time differently. But
I feel like if they cut some of the middle part, they would have been, we could have had a little bit more.
Right. I mean, there could have been like 10 minutes cut from the movie, and that would have been fine.
All right, now our favorite Fortnite streamer, Ninja.
Shut up. Dude, I can't say her because everybody fucking loves her now.
Well, so. No shit. Okay, but like
what do you think about the pacing of the movie?
The pacing? I haven't.
You're the most unbiased here.
I know. That's something
I know the source. He's Sean. I don't know if you've read it.
No.
Or okay. So you're more or less unbiased, but you're our normie. So we're both critical minds, and you're the fresh face. You have the purest view of stuff. That's a good value there. You're gonna be the stand-in for our audience here.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna say the pacing was okay. They could have shown more. Like you said, I didn't like how. I didn't like how they
just jump off.
Okay.
There you go. Just let him get you. Just drop the controller.
Awesome.
You have a problem here.
Yeah, I do. I'm addicted.
What do you think about the pacing, Edwin?
Yeah, go to Edwin.
I should have been cut out. Like, I'd say some of the segments involving the. I'd say just cut off a wee bit of the chocolate bit, like the drive back. Just a lot of the parts that wasn't action packed with Motorball or anything like that, or cyborg stuff. So just cut down a little bit of the relationship segment with Hugo. Is probably where I was focusing at. Another one would probably be, I'd say, since Vector and his side piece didn't really matter that much, they could have probably been out of that entire movie. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, they probably could have been cut out of a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Vector hardly shows up, and I mean, they try to give some characterization to the female doctor, and you only saw her in just talking about Motorball or just talking shit about Ito.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's probably just I think she didn't contribute too much into the movie, so when she got fucking gutted up for parts.
Yeah, when I saw that part,
Yeah.
that kind of tripped me out. I'm like, wait, did they just...
Oh no, yeah, trust me, in the manga, it's like dude, if they can jack cyborgs for their parts, they'll do. Imagine the black market for fucking limbs. I'd say the pacing isn't the worst. It's still enjoyable to watch. It's just some parts do drag on.
Yeah.
Adaptation, I guess this is the only one where I mentioned a little bit already.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's faithfully adapted with some parts that got shifted around. I don't remember Japan actually getting the Damascus blade, so that wasn't there in the manga. Like some dude literally forged it for her.
Oh wait, what? He didn't have that sword?
No, he didn't have that sword. But it was still a good sword. It didn't have this whole Mars Tech kind of fucking like background to it. But I think this would have been, that change is probably a little bit for the better in the movie, because I mean, it does have cool visuals. It fucking obliterates everything.
Yeah, the sword part was pretty cool when she finally got the sword and used it. Yeah, that's pretty badass.
She cut off his face.
And I mean, even without the sword being at full power, because that's the cyborg dude using it didn't fucking ever have it at full power. It still fucking gutted a guy, literally, like
in half, one swing.
Half, yeah. Like,
that was so sad.
Yeah. And there's a few things, but yeah, that's about it. I think it's.
I thought it was funny though.
Well adapted.
If Hugo would have been where he should have been, he wouldn't have died.
Fuck you. No, like legit. Like,
no, right? Yeah, I know.
I know he's meant to die and everything, but she went to do that for him, and if he would have been there supporting her like he was supposed to, he could have gone and told them whatever he had to go tell them later after they were done. But he had to show up at that time to go tell them when he was supposed to be doing something with her. He could have done it after.
Right.
Like, I was just like, wow.
Yeah. That was probably one of the weaker writing points, because it was just kind of like...
Well, he has to get killed off.
I mean, I just hate Hugo. Cause,
it was just a way for them to put some crazy action sequence, because he was across town and all this stuff, so...
Yeah.
That battle scene between her and all those other guys in that, what's it called, the game? What was it?
Motorball.
The Motorball? When they leave Motorball and they're fighting outside of that, it got pretty cool.
That was pretty badass.
That was badass. That did not happen the way in the manga, but Hugo did suffer some sort of injury or something like that, where he had to fucking more or less become a cyborg, and then he just loses his shit and just tries to run to Solemn, climbing up the thing, and dies the same way in the movie.
Right.
Faithful. I'd say overall it's not the perfect faithful adaptation for the manga, but I think of it objectively as it for a wide audience, for Hollywood, it probably was better. But they changed some of it up.
Right.
So I'd give the adaptation more or less a 7. I'd be generous, 8, just because they kept the look, the Nova look, the crazy Junkrat fucking doctor look. And it's played by what's his name?
No idea.
It's the guy from American History X. Nada. Fuck, I can't remember his name either. But apparently he's gonna. If they ever make a part 2, which I'm gonna assume it's gonna be in like 20 years. Because this movie took forever. I've been hearing this movie coming. For like the past 5 years.
I heard. I don't know if this is fully true, but I think they need to hit like $500 million to break even.
What?
Because it had such a long development cycle and such a large budget.
At the same time, it's also one of James Cameron's fucking pet projects.
Yeah, he's had the rights for a long time.
Yeah, he's I don't think he minds taking the hit, because overall this is probably his magnum opus so far.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely one of the
better produced fucking
Yeah.
Cameron movies.
right.
And I think he could have directed it personally, but I'm assuming because he's a producer, he gets a lot more say in it, and he does take an active role in
Right.
this thing.
Yeah.
So unlike fucking Stan Lee, where he has no input, I'd say overall it's adapted well. 8 out
Yeah.
of 8 out of 10.
All right. Closing thoughts, everyone. So
If you haven't watched the movie, I'd recommend you watch it. Just enjoy it with a bag of popcorn, soda. If you're brave enough and your movie theater doesn't have a bag issues thing, sneak in a 6-pack, you'll enjoy it. Especially for the motorball segment. Like, if the movie would have probably been so much better for me if it was just all motorball. Like,
right.
that shit's so fucking hype. Like,
It is.
in the manga, literally, it takes like a few volumes like of just motorball and all that shit. It's just fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
They were pretty cool. They had like a whole
volumes,
section
chapters. A good number of chapters. What was that you were gonna say?
It would have been cool. They had a whole section of that motorball. Like you know, you said they had a whole 2 chapters.
Yeah.
I wish they would have like a bigger section in it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you only see her get towards the end. Like it would have been cool if they showed a little bit of like her build up in there.
Right. Instead of the time skip, they actually show more.
Like
but,
at least 4 or 5 games of her doing good. And then,
yeah, I guess they wanted to have a really epic ending sequence with without dragging it on too much longer. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
I mean,
I wouldn't mind
did
another 30
feel-
minutes. No.
I did feel like the last 20 minutes of it was dragged on.
right.
Especially for the Hugo chase scene.
Exactly. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
I think
Kia, Diamond.
that's why I figured they could have cut out more of the
That
Hugo stuff and just fit it in other places.
I feel like how do I say it? I would have just said it as, oh look, he could have had the cyborg dude fucking got Hugo there, and like Alita showing up and all this shit, and they bring him back from the dead
Right.
to be a cyborg. But if I remember correctly, it takes like about 1 minute and 30 seconds for total brain death or
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yeah, it is.
It's I mean, this wasn't in the theatric version of fucking RoboCop, but they did have a 90 blackout segment, and people just got up and left for the pre-screening. They thought the movie was over. They cut it down to 10 seconds.
Dang.
Yeah. So
should we have stayed for them credits?
oh shit, it'd be tough. Like you could have probably like, it's like maybe had the chase scene happen, and instead of fucking dragging on the, oh look, you're a fucking
Yeah, you're a
junker,
murderer.
kid, murderer, and all that
all
shit. They
this
could have
stuff.
had the main character dude chop the dude up, and then like be caught by like the thing. Then she takes down fucking Zapan. She earns the sword. Fucking saves Hugo. Like it would have been a lot more
Right. That would have cut out.
impactful.
That would have cut out like 5 minutes just by
Yeah.
itself at least.
But it became a chase scene.
But
Like
anyways, yeah.
no, it wasn't a chase scene. It became like a whole because they went into the church and all that shit.
I
Yeah.
honestly think it was still a good movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of small things, but really overall, like as a full package, the movie is super good. I would definitely recommend it.
Now, would you watch it again?
I would watch it again.
Yeah, I'd probably watch it again, and I would definitely look forward to a sequel if they ever get to one.
I hope they get a sequel.
Same here. I for one do personally want a sequel. Like, I had a fucking vested interest in
Like
this
you said-
ever since it was like announced they were gonna do a movie,
Mm-hmm.
and James Cameron got the rights. I followed this movie for a long time, and I never thought it was gonna be made
Yeah, it was
Until
held
one
for a
day,
long
yeah.
time.
until one day I walked into Carl's Jr. and the advertisements.
I remember that. Yeah,
and I was
what?
like, "What? This movie's coming out? We're watching it."
Damn.
Now, yeah, that's my closing thoughts.
All right.
Overall, what did you guys score it?
I give it a good.
Because we have a few more closing thoughts on here. Sean, you know what we're going to talk about right there.
It's what you're gonna talk about
All right.
because you talked about it the entire movie.
Tell me that, like, they have the technology and they couldn't fucking do an insert.
Yes. So you're cutting it down a full point, a 10% because there was no insert.
It would have been a 10. Actually, it would have been a 9.9.
Honestly, it was a great
Because
movie.
only
You
point
should
one
give
is
it.
adaptation. and actually, no, story would probably be story and pacing and adaptation kind of didn't knock it down
Right.
because the visuals probably was like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I took it down because of a joke.
What joke?
That she
That
doesn't
she
have an
did.
insert.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. Basically, like story and all this stuff, pacing 6 out of 10, then visuals and action 10 out of 10. So
Yeah, it's perfect.
average it like an 8, basically. Still definitely worth watching though, because it's
Yeah.
just like a fun movie to watch for sure.
I mean, and yeah, it does drag out just like maybe by 15 minutes,
Right.
and it's spread out evenly in different parts.
Mhm.
So it's not like you just okay, you couldn't leave after this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
Well-
I give it an 8.9. Sonny,
I
you're
give
the
it,
most unbiased here.
I give it a 9.5.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I give it a 9.5. Why? It was all good. There was nothing really bad. The only thing I didn't really like is, like I said, they didn't have enough motorball in it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Alright.
the motorball segment was if anything, it was the cool idea. So it
Right.
got
It
me.
was a cool concept. Like
It's a cool
great-
concept, and
Yeah.
it got me more stuck into the manga. Like,
Yeah, in ways it remind me of fucking like some Redline shit from, you know, the movie Redline.
yeah,
Where you
yeah.
have these like super fast-paced races with these like intricate, you know, vehicles that are meant to just kill each other in the middle of the race, like just some badass like death race stuff. Like,
Oh,
give me some
dude,
vibes of
Death
that.
Race is a good movie. It's so cheesy, but I love the concept of Death Race.
Exactly, and then Motorball's basically the same thing,
Yeah,
essentially, just with, you know, cyborgs instead of
yeah.
vehicles.
Some cyborgs actually excel at speed, and then some cyborgs have a mix of speed
Strength.
and fucking chain attacks to fucking
or
pull
weaponry,
people,
yeah, different stuff.
Then
So
some people are muscleheads, and they just fucking grab you and just like tear you apart.
yeah, so that was, it's a good concept. I've always liked that kind of concept of death race type of stuff. So
Yeah. So and it did have a good mix. Oh, I gotta say though, I would have just called the Hunter Warriors Hunters or Warriors.
yeah, Hunter Warriors does sound kind of funny.
The problem is that's why I took down points for the adaptation because some parts just needed
Yeah, if they call them the
Either.
Hunters, that would have been just fine, I think.
Hunters or Warriors.
Either one. Yeah.
Either one. Just both of them just don't roll off the tongue well. Like I guess in Japan, which I don't know if it's big in Japan or if I had a worldwide release.
Yeah, I mean, in Japan, they like to stick a bunch of different words together to make them sound cooler.
Hunter Warrior.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
so
I can see why Japan would do it, but in America,
it should have been Hunters or Warriors. Hell, even have to say the nod. It's, oh, you're a hunter.
right.
That would have been better.
Small stuff, but it's just like, you know,
It's just nitpicky stuff.
it doesn't really
But
take
it-
away
yeah,
from your
it doesn't.
enjoyment.
It really doesn't. It was fucking. I like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and I'm glad it finally got made after I have no idea how many years.
Yeah, I don't know. Long time.
Long time. Like it's been 5 years, I think.
Right. All right.
So yeah, that's our closing thoughts. She needed an insert.